So in real estate, who actually pays the closing costs? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, why are you sharing that? Of course, the buyer pays the closing costs. But the reality is it depends. And I say that because what is a contract? A contract is an agreement between two parties or people, right? Or individuals, whatever the case may be, whatever the dynamic is, and it's whatever you can agree to. So are there deals out there that happen where the seller pays the closing costs on behalf of the buyer? Absolutely. Why? Because the buyer asked. The buyer put it in the contract. There's so many things in real estate that are just, well, let me back up first. Have you ever heard the old story about how the woman only had a 10-inch, I don't know, whatever, pan to put her roast in the oven with? And so every time she buys a roast, she cuts the end off and she puts it in there. And her daughter goes to her years later, Mom, why do you always cut the end off? Well, I only have a 10-inch pan and it's a 12-inch thing, 12-inch roast, right? And real estate is the same way. And so what it does is, like many industries, it just follows this path over the years. So let me give you an example. Open houses 2 to 4. Who made that fucking rule up? 2 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday. Who made that rule up? You will see the odd time you'll see open houses on a Thursday night or a Friday night or something like that. But traditionally, open houses are 2 to 4. Saturday, Sunday, or 1 to 3, or something like that. And there are some agents out there, and I'm included in that, where you do try other times from time to time. But the vast majority of people were just trained to go 2 to 4. So I've had clients call me and go, Darren, I went to this open house and it was 1 till 3, not 2 to 4, and I missed it. We showed up at 3:30. It happens because we're all trained in our mind, and real estate really is like that. It's just one of those industries where there's a lot of antiquated stuff and nobody knows why. So in terms of the closing cost, who pays them? And it's the question, or the answer really is, and it depends on how it's negotiating the deal. In a residential real estate transaction, is it normal for the buyer to pay their own closing costs? No question. In commercial real estate, it can move towards the seller or towards the buyer. It can go both. But there's certainly real estate transactions that happen in residential real estate where the seller pays. It's just a matter of asking and how that deal works and what that looks like. So literally, I guess what I'm trying to say to you is there's literally nothing that's off the table except our imagination or for our ability or comfort with asking the harder questions.